Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Friday, the 9th of December. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. I'm not quite well, being honest. I'm a little bit under the weather, got a bit of a cold, can't wait to get into bed and have a big sleep. Hopefully that hasn't impacted the fact I've been sniffling all over papers and stuff whilst writing out my bet slips, but there you go. Apologise if that's slightly oversharing for you, but just being honest, not 100%. So if I sound a little bit bunged up or I'm blowing my nose, it might come. All right, so coming up, we've got Friday's racing. Again, we're battling the frost a little bit, but I have gone mainly on the all-weather, as you might imagine. The Cheltenham meeting, earlier in the week, it looked like it was going to be a lot better than it actually is. So I've only ended up going one horse at Cheltenham. I've got 4 at Doncaster and none at Bangor. So in terms of the potential abandonments, yeah, we're good for Bangor. For Cheltenham 1 horse, Doncaster 4 horses, and I factored that in, and I'll explain it. It's a bit easier to explain today, but I'll factor it in. I factored it in, and I'll explain it when I go through the bet slips. So first race at the moment, 12.50 Wolverhampton, and it's 4 bets, and it's a standard stake £20 day. So 3 lots of lucky 15s and a Win Trixie mixed in for the jumps. So if that does get abandoned, the Win Trixie goes. So that is coming up. Before we do that, we'll talk through how we did on Thursday. It wasn't the best day. It wasn't very exciting. We had an abandonment for Warwick, so we lost one, and we had another one that was a non-runner. We did have quite a few price crashes, but that didn't convert to a decent day. So I had it as 15 on, 4.35 back, including refunds. So it was a loss of 10.65, balanced with yesterday's 5 odd quid win. I think we're down about £6, I think, roughly speaking, for 2 days. So not the end of the world, not exciting, not good, but not terrible either. So here's what we had. Dakota Beach, I mean, those 2 races at Newcastle, the big handicaps, they in terms of big fields, they both got decimated by non-runners. That one ran okay, but wasn't close enough. I think it was 6th in the end, and they paid 4 places. When originally it was going to be 6 places because there was a whole bunch more runners. Getaway Katie, that got well backed into 13-2, and didn't run a great race, to be honest. And I'll come back to that in a sec. And then Battle Band wasn't good, and Charlie's Rockstar was non-runner. So this bet literally had a refund. There was a good question in the comments about what happens when you've got a price crasher. If you're late to the selections, what do you do? I've put a kind of a longer answer in the comments, so if you look at Inca Dog's question, you'll see it. But broadly speaking, if there's a price crasher, if the price, this is to give you a general guideline, if the price is 50% of what it was on the channel, so if this was 20s and it's down to 10s, that would be probably your baseline to say it's just okay. Less than that, not okay. That's a real generalisation, but I wanted to kind of answer it in a way that it gives you something to go on, because in the weekdays, as you know, I'm not answering comments in the weekdays, so I'm only answering them as in I answer the comments, but not in the middle of the day. But at weekends, I'm a little bit more on it with answering. So if that does happen, the best advice is I would say that the value was gone. So 13-2 in that horse. The value had gone. I wouldn't be putting that bet on for that horse. And so the tricky thing there is I've already put the bets out. I'm not there to say there's an alternative, but if I was putting on the bet then and there, I'd be putting in a different horse. I wouldn't be backing the horse at 13-2. Now, that horse could well go and win. Just because it's a price crash, it doesn't mean it's not going to win. A lot of people would say price crashes are a good thing. But that being said, I think you'll see that the history of this channel is actually the conversion rate for price crashes on this channel with actually going in and winning or making the frame isn't actually the best. I can't think of many occasions when they've really got hammered in and they've gone on to run really, really, really well. And some of the best ones we've had have actually been drifters. So yeah, 50% would be the guideline. That's a massive generalisation because there's a lot more complex maths behind what I'm doing. And generally when I'm putting up something big, and I will normally tell you when there's a lot of value, because I'll say this is the price I would back it down to. So hopefully that makes it clear. All right, Bet two, we had abandoned racer, no good, and then they weren't so good, and then the Bay Warrior was our last hope. It did come with a nice run, but it never looked like it was going to get to the winner. So second it was on the rail, but backed into 7-1. So that one was well backed in. Backed in 7-1. So we got the single back, and we got a little bit more back for one of these. Yeah, overall wasn't a profitable bet, but it was where we got a little bit of money back. And then finishing off. This was the win bet. So we had Midnight Midge, that won nicely. Then Dakota Morat went backed in. When I said I'd go down, I think 12s, 14s, it got to 14s and then drifted all the way back up to 50s for the off. It was running okay, but then unseated at the 7th, the jockey went flying. And so, yeah, just a bit frustrating because you really feel like you got to run for your money. You can't say it would have done well, but I don't think it was written off at that point either. Either way, Happy Dreams then wasn't giving us any happy dream at all, was it? So one winner, no return on the win, Trixie. So all in all, not a great day. Moving on to Friday. So we're going to start with this mixed meeting Lucky 15. It's the slightly smaller stake of the 3 Lucky 15s. And apologies, I was clearly tired, not feeling the best when writing out. You generally know if I'm tired because my spelling gets worse and my speech is I say the wrong words all the time and my pronunciation gets even worse. Anywho, right, where are we going? 12.50 Wolverhampton, Red Bravo, 10s. Then we're going 2.30 Wolverhampton, Visibility, which you've taken many times, 17-2. Then we've got Wallet Doncaster, so Stonific, 7-1. And we've got 2 in that race, but there's no combination bet today. And then 6.45 Southwell, Ermine Street, 33-1. And that's the other race I've got 2 in. So there is 2 races I've got 2 in, but I haven't done it as a combination. I just didn't think for a combination bet it was worth the value. I was happier putting in a win Trixie to make up the 20 quid. So it was an 18p each way Lucky 15. The only one that might be an abandonment is this one. So if that goes abandonment, this basically converts to a 36p each way patent. So if it comes out, that's what the bet does. There's not a replacement. It just becomes, if you put the bet on it, becomes that, and you get a 36p refund and you get a 36p each way patent on it. So if that does come out, that is it. Patent is each way singles, doubles, trebles. So where it factors down. So that's bet 1. Then bet 2 is the win Trixie. This is 1 Cheltenham, 2 Doncaster. So these are all subject to inspections in the morning. And best advised bog bookie. So the channel, these are the prices the channel's got. You shop around, get a bog bookie. So if you did it tonight, your 365 or your Coral would be fine. So 1.15 Cheltenham, art approval, 10-1. 4-runner race. We talked about those yesterday. I think that's worth a go at 10s in a 4-runner. Then 1.40 Doncaster, armchair farmer, 9-4. And the 2.45 Doncaster, Rath McNee, 4-1. 50p win Trixie, so it's just £2 bet. It's 10% of our stake. And if Cheltenham goes out, it basically converts that there's 2 50p wins or a £1 double. If Doncaster goes out and Cheltenham goes on, then we end up with a £2 going on to art approval, basically. It becomes a £2 win. So either of those eventualities I'm fine with. If it all gets abandoned, you just get refunded for the whole bet. So that's bet 2. Then, moving on, bet 3. The final one with a possible abandonment. We've got the first leg there. So we've got the 3.17 Doncaster Zamond 16s, and then 3 at Southwell. 5.45 Bad Attitude 16s, 6.45 Southwell Daffy 18s, 7.45 Methinks 16-1. 20p each way Lucky 15, £6 your bet. Sky is best. Coral is next best on this bet because it's that race. I think they're paying 4 as well as Sky, but no one else is. If Doncaster's called off, the bet becomes a 40p each way patent. So try and remember that one if you can. I know a lot of you know this stuff already, but basically if you get one non-runner in a Lucky 15, it doubles the money and it becomes a patent. So it's a 40p each way patent bet is what it converts to with a 40p refund. That is bet 3. And then, nice and straightforward, to finish our day, a Dundalk special. So that's what I like at Dundalk. I've got 4, nothing else. No backups. We're going with those 4. Couple of them are very, very familiar names. So Dundalk 6:30, Lauren's Company 22-1. 7 o'clock regular on the channel, Caesar's Comet 25-1. 8 o'clock another regular on the channel. When that horse gets near the frame and even wins, I love Jerry Hannon's commentary. So if anyone else is a fan, Jerry Hannon hands down is my favourite commentator. I like most commentators. There's a couple maybe not I don't like, but you can't beat Jerry Hannon getting so excited at the end of the race and shouting at the top of his voice, Tai Sing Ye. I'm not going to pretend to be him, but some of you will appreciate what I'm talking about. He is an absolute legend of the Irish commentary world. So Tai Sing Ye is in at 17-2, not just because I want Jerry Hannon's commentary, but I also think it's decent. And then finishing off 8:30 Sandcastle. If I've got a price crasher in these bets, it's that one, I think. So it may stay, but I think it's got potential to be a price crasher in that 8:30 Sandcastle 33s. So it's a 20p each way, lucky 15, and we've got an additional double here. The only additional bit, 30p each way double on the first 2, Lauren's Company and Caesar's Comet. Sky Best, they are 5 across the board. If you're a Sky Bet customer, have a right good look, because they will pay 5 places as long as there's 12 runners in those races. That is so much more advantageous than the other bookies that are all paying 4. So no one else has gone 5 at any race, just Sky, and 5 on all 4. So really, really worth having a right look around at. So if you want to do some combination bets and things, those are the races to look at if you're a Sky user. So that's Sky Best, 365 Paddy or Coral, next best. All right, that is it. I think I've said everything I was going to say. If I haven't, I'm too tired to remember, so I'm sorry. Right, I will be back on Saturday. What's it, Thursday night? Yeah, so Saturday, and we'll just have to see what we've got with all these frosty abandonments, and see how we go. So I will be back on freebets.com. So again, on YouTube, on the freebets.com channel, it'll be my 4th week. So last week, Romeo Brown was the horse of the day at 50-1. Can't promise I can repeat that. But that I'll be on then, and that video will be out earlier on Saturday than the regular video on this channel. So on the freebets.com, it's a £10 advisory. Horse of the day, lucky 15 of the day, 6-fold of the day with a little extra bet. So that's what I've got. That'll be out Saturday morning, early doors, and then followed by on the regular channel, my normal video for broadcast. That is me, and then obviously Sunday as well. All right. Enjoy your Friday when you get there, or if you've even started it, and I will see you Saturday morning, maybe once, maybe twice, depending on how keen you are to watch all of my videos and see my lovely shiny face. Or not. Some of you probably just listen because you can't stand to look at the sight of me, or the weird festive thing that's appeared in the car. I didn't do that, by the way. That's just, some people like a bit of decoration, but yeah, that wasn't me. But that's our festive box has come out in the house, and that's then. Possibly you might be able to even see the slight twinkling lights out the window. Anyway, it's late. I'm rambling. I'll see you Saturday. Thank you very much. Bye bye.